So to say that Harry was a leader in the BC wine industry was an understatement. If something exciting was happening in this industry, he was involved. In fact, he was probably the founding chair.
He had so many ideas, probably 90% of them turned out to be really good ideas, and a few didn't.
He was always starting something new, creating, changing things up. What he loved to do best was change regulations with government. Harry loves a good contradiction. He loves to correct you. He loves a good little argument.
Harry is one of those people that has something and he's not afraid to go right for it. For better or worse, he is certainly deserving of being spirited because he chases everything with a tenacious spirit.
Harry, when he was working at Casabello, came to this liquor store I was working in and presented 4 varietal wines under the Casabello label that were made from vinifera grapes. The first, I think, commercial offering of varietal wines in British Columbia from British Columbia grown grapes.
I've known of Harry since 1980. Harry and his partner Lloyd Schmidt opened up Sumac Ridge. It was really fascinating to me because they opened it up on a golf course. And well, if you know Harry, he's not interested in golf at all. So very quickly they ripped up a few of the golf holes and planted vines and made a fantastic estate winery.
He pushed the industry very hard. He had an outsized personality and he was involved in just about everything. I used to sit on the VQA tasting panel and travel to the Okanagan every month. And in the afternoon, after we'd finished tasting, I would visit wineries all over the valley. Some of the producers at that time didn't participate in VQA. They didn't really like Harry. I would hear stories that astounded me. They would accuse Harry of juggling the results of the VQA tasting panel. They would accuse him of manipulating the results of the Okanagan Wine Festival judging. If anybody knows Marge King, that would be an impossible thing to do.
I'll tell you the story that always comes to mind when I think about Harry. He was such a lightning rod in the wine industry throughout his career. And I admired that energy, but I kept meeting people, his peers or his competitors, who would say, "Oh, Harry McWatters, he's trying to squash the little wineries." And I never agreed with that because it was particularly over VQA, because the people who didn't want to go into VQA thought that Harry was bringing in VQA because it would prevent the little wineries from succeeding. In fact, the little wineries were brilliantly successful because VQA gave credibility to them. But every time somebody would say Harry is trying to squash little wineries, I would think to myself, how many wineries are there now? How many were there when he started Sumac Ridge? There were about 20. And today, there are over 350. And if Harry was trying to squash wineries, he did a terrible job.
Well, it would have taken place in London, England, at Canada House. We were meeting the Queen, and the Queen stumbled, and Harry actually caught her bottom. You're not allowed to do that, I might add, but he did. And he didn't even bat an eyelash. He just very carefully put her back upright, carried on.
Harry's done so much, achieved so much, but there's one thing Harry has done that he talked about doing, and that was to write a cookbook. And I would love to read those recipes and try them.
If there was a cause that came along, he was always there to lead the charge and help make it happen. So his own spirit is generous, but I think he's really inspired generosity with everyone around him as well.
We reconnected in the fall of 2006 when a mutual employee of ours named Michael Willingham had almost died. And as an industry, we got a few people together to raise funds and help Michael out, and we called it the BC Hospitality Foundation. Harry, he made it happen. He was the founding chair. He did the initial strategic plan to get us organized and really put us on the map, and we'll never forget him for that. And that foundation now has helped almost 200 hospitality industry employees who've had a critical financial crisis due to health or injury, and also gives over 20 scholarships a year. So thank you to Harry for the BC Hospitality Foundation.
Harry, cheers to you. Thank you for all your hard work and for everything you have done for all of us in the BC wine industry. We're all enjoying a wonderful environment and a great place to do business because of your hard work. Thank you.